Yeah, no, I
Like
just now
that's
got
when I
it.
texted you. So
Very
okay.
strange.
Yeah, so in session 0, you guys all boarded this boat on the way to the town of Snakeblade. You all have various reasons for going there. Some of you are looking for Goncool, for one reason or another. Some of you are there to visit somebody else you know there, like an uncle. And some of you just happen to be on the boat because you were writing a book, learning to boat.
True.
And then I think one of you was actually just going there. One or two of you maybe were just going there to kind of, because it's remote, trying to
Yep.
get away.
Yeah, I'm
Trying to
looking for Goncool so that he
escape.
can help me find my uncle,
Yeah.
who was he moved to Ustalav because his writings on the occult were an embarrassment to our family. It's really, really poor taste to be like in Cheliax, where your family are worshippers of Mammon, and then to start writing about how consorting with eldritch beings is acceptable.
Yeah.
Very
Scandalous.
non-devilish, yeah.
And anyway, you guys were on the boat for a little bit. I think it was a little short of a week. You guys are basically like kind of at the southeastern tip of the island, but the settlement's on the other side of it. So you guys are kind of going around the bottom of the south side of the island. But you know, middle of the night, a earthquake happened and caused a tsunami, and the tsunami pushed the boat onto the shore. So you guys have kind of been marooned. Fortunately, you're on the island you guys are going to anyway, but the downside is that you didn't get quite where you wanted to go. So our captain here, Captain Yarnell Fessender, she's basically said like, well, somebody needs to go on foot the rest of the way and get help to come back here, repair the boat, and we need to get these supplies back into town, and I got to pick up my shipment of rum that I'm supposed to be taking back to the mainland. So she tells you, assuming that there might be somebody that volunteers. She's looking around. I need someone to go into town and find the harbor master, Oberman. Have him come in, send a crew here to get the boat fixed up and back out of the ocean.
Yep, I volunteered to go to the find the settlement.
What?
Yeah, anything to get off this boat.
Settlement? What direction?
Oh, it should be really easy. You just follow the coast to the continue to the northwest, and it'll be in a bay in the northwestern side of the island. Just follow the coast. You can't miss it.
Yes, big ol' bunny. Let's go, bunny.
All right.
Okay, I grabbed my stuff.
Okay.
All of it, like every single thing. I'm never coming back. They don't know that.
They don't know that. Like, I'm not even gonna send help. We're just gonna be like, I don't know.
I don't grab anything because I'm a rabbit and I can't grab things.
True. Maybe I'll take the rabbit.
I point at.
Well, Billy's with me, so I'll pick up Billy and just put him on my head.
Yeah, I point at the plant man and the. Are you a full elf or half elf, Ron?
I'm a half elf, but I kind of look like a human from a distance.
Kind of look like a human. Okay, so yeah, the fair looking human. I point at the plant man and the fair looking human, and yeah, I say like, all right, you two, let's go. I don't point at the other freaks.
Wow.
He
follow along anyway.
Totally normal.
I won't stop them from following me. We might need bodies.
Sacrifices. Yeah, my guy will nod his head and start walking.
You look at me and think we might need dinner.
Or no, I think you're a pet, obviously.
Yeah, you just think you're the rat folk's pet rabbit.
Or familiar or something.
No experiment on this one. Cough, cough.
Yeah, like a familiar.
Yeah, he's probably just a familiar. All right.
The rabbit's the
Um,
master. The
downgraded
goblins,
from-
or the rat folk's the familiar.
No, not familiar. Mascot. Mascot.
I'll tell you guys that my name is Shazra.
And they from the boat as well. The Captain Fessender gives you some supplies. She says it's not too far. You should be able to get there within the day. But she gives you some of their rations to make that trip.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So follow the coast.
So I'll hop on my dire rat with a rabbit on my head and start riding along the coast with these guys.
The Ents are on the march. No, I'm just joking.
All right. Any special considerations for how you are traveling along the coast?
Oh, I'm going to be very
Nope.
distracted looking at all the plant life, seeing if there's anything new for potions and whatnot.
Okay.
I tell Plant Man and Fair Human that I am not a tracker or used to wildlife. So one of you needs to take the lead, but I am knowledgeable and I am very good with my sword and magic. So you have me at your backs for your protection.
I'm not.
Mouse will take the. He'll take the lead. He's familiar with lay of lands.
And you guys have directions. They're pretty straightforward.
Yeah. You just follow the coast. But he'll keep a lookout for tracks and stuff and
Okay.
basically danger.
Well, I'll help out with some survival checks on looking for tracks and stuff, but also using knowledge nature to try and see if I find any good plant life.
Okay. In terms of what it's like on the island here, it's very the weather is really, really nice. It's there's not basically barely a cloud in the sky. It's super it's pretty warm, but there's a coastal breeze the whole time, so it feels fine.
Oops,
Yeah, I mean you barely know that a tsunami just hit it. You can see that there's some trees and stuff knocked down in some places along the coast, but especially where you are right now, which is the part you're in right now is kind of just like a typical kind of beach. It's very it's not like a rocky or cliffside. So you guys got a little lucky there. If the tsunami had knocked the boat into a cliffside, you guys might have had more issues, right? But
Thankfully.
okay, good survival check here. And then the other thing I want is everyone can give me a perception check as well as you guys are moving along. So it sounds like Malice is kind of in the front, though, is what I'm gathering, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my name is there.
Okay. The first people that see this are Malice and Tactic. Also notice they see what is very obviously a merfolk on the beach, and it looks like they're sunbathing
Oh.
or maybe napping on the land. They're kind of at the edge where the waves come up, but they're obviously up on the beach. And they don't seem to have noticed you. It looks like they have their eyes closed. Maybe they're even taking a nap.
He'll point it out and say, should we just keep going? Or do you want to stop and talk and maybe they can go back and I don't know.
It's a mermaid. Why talk to mermaid?
Friendly? Is fish people friendly? Is fish people good eats?
And in terms of what this guy looks, it looks like it looks like he's a male probably. He's got long black hair and kind of a reddish tail.
What knowledge would be to know more about this creature?
Yep, I was gonna ask that.
Knowledge nature or knowledge local,
Okay, I'm gonna
also
roll a
known as
nature.
knowledge humanoid.
See if I know anything about it. Nope, probably not.
I mean,
Oh.
you know, kind of basic merfolk stuff. They swim, they are amphibious, they're secretive. But yeah, that's the main thing. You know, you know that they like you need knowledge of local to know more about like their society probably. But yeah, like you know the normal merfolk traits. They're really slow in land, very quick in the water though. They have natural armor. Um, they're generally about as generally about as powerful as a human, but or any other humanoid, but they can have
They're more
class levels.
powerful in the water.
So it's yeah, they're also more powerful in the water generally, but yeah, it's really hard to know how strong like one merfolk is because like it's hard to know.
They can have class levels.
Yep,
You never
but
know.
on average, they're probably about as strong as any random person you meet.
Hmm.
Can we roll knowledge local as well,
Sure.
or was it one or the other? Okay.
No, you can roll either one or both.
Yeah, you said or, but I think you meant and.
Okay, so you know that the merfolk society tends to be very like insular and very like xenophobic, so they don't tend to interact with outsiders much, and they tend to be very secretive. But um, you do know that there are like merfolk towns in this region, especially within. They tend to like some of them tend to be within the ruins of Aslat that sunk below the sea during Starfall.
Okay.
And you think it's probably one of the merfolk from one of those towns. It's one of those little underground towns that's within those ruins.
I'll tell Tick telepathically that we should be wary of merfolk as they don't always trust outsiders. But if we wanted to approach and say hi, it probably wouldn't be dangerous as long as we don't get in the water with them, because they're limited on what they can do on land.
I'll turn and say, the bunny says, don't get in the water with the mer people thing. Bad fighting there. But probably nice on shore? I don't know.
And I'll just stare at the party on Tick's head while he says this.
I mean,
just
if
like,
it's just looking at us, right? That's it.
Yeah.
no, it
Yeah.
doesn't see us yet.
Oh,
Oh no, yeah, the merfolk looks like it's like sunbathing or napping
Oh,
or something.
okay.
Like it's just lying on there. It looks very relaxed. But you guys are far enough away that like it hasn't
We don't wake
you know
up.
it hasn't
Yeah.
noticed you. If it's a napping, it hasn't woken, or if it's just sunbathing, it's it hasn't heard you yet.
Okay.
It's
My guy
not. It
will
doesn't look like it's
continue
being
on.
vigilant though.
a male or female merfolk?
Male. This is a male merfolk.
Yeah, I tell the others, be polite and don't stare. Let's keep going.
Yes, let's go.
I turn back my focus onto the plants again and see if I see anything else.
Nope, you don't think you see anything else. Just merfolk there. So you guys decide to kind of give it like wide berth and kind of go around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm focused on trying to find more plants that I could use in the alchemy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you guys, skirt your way around it, and the merfolk doesn't notice you. So you continue on, and you don't spot any plants, but you do see something that you think is potentially like has alchemical use. However, it's not a plant. It's you see you see like a kind of an off like kind of on one of the beaches. You guys as you're walking in there, kind of near the top of the
Mhm.
beach before it like turns into grasses. Like on the kind of at the
Edge.
yeah, and you see a like a nest with these really large eggs in it. And you think that these eggs, with your knowledge of nature there, you think these eggs are the eggs of like an owl-like creature called a what the hell is this called?
An owl bear.
Not an owlbear.
No,
No,
that would be in a cave.
you think this egg looks like it could belong to an owl, but it also looks like a bear's egg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's the joke. They look like owl eggs, but they also look like bear eggs.
Yeah, no, this
They have fur. The egg has fur on them.
this looks like the egg of a magical creature called a Chickcharney, which is a
Mm.
large owl-like creature. You don't right now see it, and you can't imagine it'd be very far away though. And these creatures, you do know they are potentially dangerous, but they also could be potentially like friendly too.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look around, see if I see it anywhere nearby at all.
Everybody, you can roll a perception check. Everybody else can roll one too if they like.
21.
Yeah.
And then you can also roll a percentage dice.
Everyone or just one person?
One person. You just
Okay,
need
not
a
me.
percentage dice.
I will do it if the group will let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
There's
I'm
nothing
good
I
with
love
it.
more than D100s.
Go for it.
32.
Well,
Okay.
I already rolled my first natural 20 and my first natural 1 of the campaign.
All right. So
All is balanced.
you're pretty
Yeah.
sure. I guess Tack's the only one that knows specifically, to look for this thing. But yeah, you're pretty sure you don't see it nearby, and nobody else sees it nearby as well. But yeah, I mean, Billy probably notices the nest as well. It's not super well hidden, but it's hidden well enough that nobody else sees it unless they get told about it by
Get
Tack
out
or
and be
Billy.
like, we don't want to go near that. No, that'd be bad. Bad, 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 bad. Although maybe make good eggs for breakfast, but probably not want to risk it. Big Mama Owl thing. Go, no.
I
Super
guess
excited.
no one says anything. He'll keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going forward. We're not losing time here.
Not wasting time on these random encounters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pass up death any time it's possible. Yeah.
Okay. You guys keep walking. And a little bit further down, you actually do see this owl thing then. It's not right by its nest, but you see it up ahead. I'm going to pull you guys to a map.
We see the owl thing.
That's right.
Yep. No dodging that encounter.
Let me see. I got to put you guys' tokens on here.
Loading beach fight.
Yeah, it might not actually be a fight, but
You never know. There's a map.
Now, if we had tried to take those eggs, I guarantee it would have been a fight.
Mm-hmm.
maybe not. I mean, like I said, the percentage dice was to see if it was actually already
Could
on
have
the
been
map or
free
not.
food.
You might have been able to grab the eggs and then somehow bypasses out even knowing you even had the eggs.
I was hoping for a 100 on the D100 just to see what happened.
You just get the dragon right off the bat.
I have you guys like really far forward on this map. Let me move you guys back a hair. Because yeah, you guys
Session
notice
1,
it.
you all die. All right, you kicked.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not likely.
TPK, baby.
I don't think that this is likely to TPK. But
I get it. Move us back a hair because I'm a bunny.
all right, so yeah, this thing's about 150 feet away, and you kind of see it kind of come around this. Yeah, it looks sort of like an owl, but with really, really long legs, like stork legs. And
You
it
look
comes out
weirder
of the
than me
corner,
think.
and it sees you, and it does like that owl thing with its head, where it turns it like to its side. What do you do?
I turn my head the other direction.
This will
Wait,
be
hold on. Where is it?
knowledge. So this is at the top of the map here. So I know it's pretty far away right
Okay,
now. It's
it
like
is very far away,
130 feet away right now.
and it's just like
Which
in
knowledge
front
did you
of
say?
our.
Yeah, it's to the direction you guys are going. So, oh, actually, I have this backwards. You guys should be because you guys are heading north. It should be down here, really,
Wait.
because the ocean would be because you guys this would be north basically.
Oh,
If you think about it, because
We
the
just
ocean is
flipped
to
it.
your west.
north is down, baby. Yeah.
North is down.
So yeah. Which knowledge did you say would it be on this thing?
This thing I think will be a knowledge arcana, but let me because this would be knowledge arcana. Okay, that's enough. This is a magical beast, hence why it's knowledge arcana. Yeah, it's a chick charney. So these things, they have two different things. They have like a thing that can give you good luck or bad luck depending on how your interaction with them goes. They have they have a like a melodious trill that they can do that grants everyone within everyone that's nearby that hears it bonus to saving throws for the day. But they also have a thing where that they hit with one of their natural attacks, you can get cursed with bad luck.
Okay, we want to be very nice with this thing.
And
Chick
they
Charney.
have a screech they can do as well that can cause like a confusion effect if you upset them.
Chick Charney can give you good luck or give you bad luck. So we want to be nice to it. If
Can it get out of the way?
Can I tell what? Do I know what languages it would understand, or was it just a?
It's a magical beast, but it doesn't know any languages. It's got like an animal like intelligence basically.
Okay. So
So the only way you'd be able to speak with it is if you have like a ability to speak with animals, like a druid or something.
yeah, I have handle animal, but it's not great.
Yeah,
Is there a
handle
way
animal.
Is there a way around it, like over here, or can we just climb this like cliff here?
You probably could go, yeah, like up around it on the cliff. Um, no guarantee, like it spots you, so there's no guarantee that it doesn't like go up there and follow you or something. But yeah, you could try to go around it.
Look, just shoo it away. That's what we do in Sandpoint. We
But
just
yeah, it
shoo.
does notice you, and it's you see it starting to kind of move
Don't-
towards you,
no,
like it looks
no,
like
do
it's
that.
curious.
No, be mean to the animal. It give you bad luck. It make you puke again. That'd be bad.
Puking not so bad. Being on boat bad.
Yeah, no. Only example of what could do. I say we leave it alone, but be nice to it if it come to us.
E-Foot steps forward. Shoo! Go away!
Ow! I throw like a small little
It
thing I've got at it and go no at her and she'll be like no, be nice.
it kind of does this thing where like bobs its head up and down as you move forward, and like it looks like it's like leaning forward a little bit, like it's and bobbing its head up and down, like it's trying to look at you from different angles and stuff.
I know what it eats.
Do you know what it eats? You might know what it eats. What does it eat?
Bunnies.
Yeah, problem solved.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be so funny.
It might say what they eat in their ecology section.
All right.
It eats bombs.
Yeah, you think it eats like small. You do think that bunnies actually would be something it might eat. It tends to eat like small like rodents, small fish, and things like that usually.
So I'm gonna slowly take Billy off my head and tuck it in my jacket.
It resembles a filthy owl with gangly long legs of a stork. It's
So it's
almost
like a medium-sized creature.
No, it's small. It's a
It's
small sized
small.
creature, but it's like it's pretty tall. Um, for like its size because it's legs. It's like all legs. But yeah. But it's really only like 4
Legs
feet
for
tall.
days.
It's like 4 feet tall, but like 3 feet of that's legs. Like it's really kinda strange looking. If you mouse over the token, it should show you the image a little bit better too. In
Yeah,
the
it's
bottom
creepy.
right. But yeah,
Mhm.
it looks like it's curious about you guys, so it's kind of like moving towards you and stopping every like 5 or 10 feet, doing
I'm
a
gonna
doing some head bobs, looking at you.
I love
pat
how there's
Billy
just
go.
birds sitting on the map
Hey,
doing nothing.
me keep you safe, Billy. Me keep you safe.
I draw my sword and I tell the rest of my companions, which are the plant person and the fair human, that like let's simply drive it away, just intimidate it.
Yes,
All
shoo
right.
it away.
I
So yeah,
gotta
I'll
move
get up
forward.
there. I'll get up there.
I'm gonna stay back then because I don't want to get cursed.
Okay.
I tell everyone like there's more of us than it. Like we can scare it
Yeah.
off.
Not point.
I'll
Just
walk in
face
step
palm.
with him, basically. Just go
Okay.
together. Every time I move my character, my sheet opens up. Is there a way that I can dislike that?
Yeah, that does happen.
Can you pop out your sheet and just leave it open on the side?
Oh yeah, I'll leave it pop
That
out.
might solve that.
Yeah, it will then pop it open over anything that could be over it too. It's kind of funny.
Are you double clicking
'Cause-
it or?
No,
I'm just
That's
dragging
so-
It's fun.
It's weird because it doesn't do that for me.
I use my
It's all good.
bruising intellect to intimidate it. I'm not sure how that works, but that trait lets me use my intelligence over my charisma for intimidate checks.
Okay. I mean, maybe you know about what its natural predators are or something. And,
Maybe I make myself just look bigger than it.
yeah. It's a pretty low roll.
yeah.
It's a low roll, but we're
Not
low
that
level.
big, small one. Uh-huh.
And if you've got intimidate here, you two, we can just hopefully help each other out.
I do not.
Yeah, I've got intimidate. I want to.
Oh, let's see here.
Oh, we're intimidating it, huh? No problem.
I
Shoo!
think
Get out of here.
Ooh, pretty.
I think
I
you
was hot
successfully
for-
intimidate it, but it's going to. It lets out a shriek when you do that.
This is
Uh-oh.
what I
It's gonna
try and
intimidate
warn
us back.
about.
We're all gonna
Um,
start this shaking.
And what it does is it doesn't cause you to be shaken.
Oh.
But it has this
Causes
kind
us
of
to be
like
stirred.
it has this kind of like this effect on you where like disorienting, right? Like the whole like when you hear it, all your senses like kind of you feel dizzy and everything. I need everyone
Oh, that's
within
all.
30 feet. I think it's in 30 feet. Let me double check this ability.
So it's just
Everyone within 30 feet needs to make a fortitude save. So it's going to be
it's just
easy.
Billy and I that aren't in that.
yeah, you guys are
I'd
far
say
enough
I'm on your
away.
head.
But
I
everybody
haven't
else
been
needs
like.
to roll a fortitude
No,
save.
you're in my coat because this thing eats rabbits.
I'm in your coat. Okay, yeah, but I'm on your square. I don't know if I want to actually be on your square, literally.
Dang.
But it is shaken.
Efoot and Malice did good.
Okay, so Efoot and Malice are fine. Shazra and Vander are confused, and everyone can roll initiative. Wait for me to hit
Try
the
and
button here. Okay, everybody can
void.
roll initiative now.
Having to remember where the boutons are at. Here it
I
is.
know it's on the summary button.
Yeah, I know it's there. I'm just like going through all of them looking for it. It's the last one, and I was looking in order.
Okay, looks like everybody's on there now.
Hey, I got a 5. Hey.
All right, so let's see. Let me apply to. I think there's a duration on this. Well, obviously there's a duration. Doesn't. Okay, 1d3. It's only one round, so those of you that failed, which will be Shazra and Vander, you guys are just confused for one round. Let me pop out this combat tracker here. All right, so Billy, you're up first.
Oh, I guess I didn't associate my token with my character sheet.
Oh yeah, it still says Fluffy Rabbit's character.
Same as mine.
Yeah. Okay. I think you have to do that with on your if
So
you
it's like account settings or something.
no, if you open your character from the actors tab, and then the top there'll be a button that says prototype token. I think if you change it in there, then it'll change it from here on
Oh,
out. So you want to
okay.
mess with your token in there. But I think I could do it for now. I can just. No, maybe I can't. Whatever. It's just going to say Groom's character for this combat and Fluffy Rabbit's character for this
Yeah.
combat. But if you change the prototype token, in the future, we'll have your character's name. All right. So, Zidrian,
Alright.
what does Billy Storm do?
Not much because I'm a level 2 full caster.
What are you talking about? You're just rabbit. Shit.
Yeah, you don't hear me
You
say
should
this,
run up and
though.
attack him. Like, just charge him.
Bite.
That
Do the bite
rabbit's
attack.
great.
I'm
I don't know if
currently
you can,
in
actually.
Tick's coat, and he's kind of holding me there, so I can't really get out to get in range of anything.
Oh.
Well, he's not grappling you.
Well, not grappling. If you decide you want to get out,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
stop you.
No, I just feel like you want to keep me safe, I guess.
Yeah,
So I
no,
don't want to,
definitely.
run out.
Like,
Mhm.
my
I'm
whole
sure
intent
he
was,
could
like,
sense your
"Hey, I'll let
motive
get
that
away."
you want to jump.
Well, yeah.
Is Tick wearing any armor?
Yes.
You are, okay. I'll cast
Lemeler.
Mage Armor on myself then.
Okay.
It'll last
So,
2 hours.
you guys might notice some magical manifestations coming around from
Just sort of
Tick's
blowing
area, but
out,
you might not
out
be able
of
to
my
tell that it's
jacket.
the rabbit doing it, and
Oh, yeah.
you might just think it's, Tick.
Yep.
Yes, guys, I do have Spell Pen
Pack.
at level 1.
Oh yeah,
If you're
Derek's just doing that
paying
too.
note to that, I'm not paranoid about SR. I just have a problem.
Just have a problem.
Okay. All right. Vandery, you're
yeah.
Level 2.
you are confused, so we get to roll on the confusion table. 72. I think is that the one where you attack nearest or attack self? Confusion table Pathfinder. Should just have this like bookmarked. That's the one where you damage yourself. Okay. So 1d8 plus your strength modifier to yourself.
It hurt itself in its confusion.
All right, so you do 5 damage to yourself. But that's it. And it's only a 1 round of confusion, so next round you'll be fine. Unless this thing does something again further confused. All right, Shazra, you are also confused, so you can go and roll a D100 as well. Okay, you get to act normally. Or no, you attack nearest creature.
No, yeah, that's.
You attack nearest creature, so you attack Ifu.
I'm somehow upset that the
Huh.
goblin is. I don't know. Maybe I blame the goblin for
like just
this.
making an attack. Yeah, you're like, this is all your fault. You've been
Probably.
predisposed against the
I'm already
goblin anyway.
agreeing that.
This is probably true.
He was like, you're right. It probably was my fault.
I don't know if it deserves me getting hit, but yeah, I'll take blame.
That was a low roll, at
I
least.
think you probably miss Ifu, but
Oh, that's not right. +2. It should be more, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
That just shows damage. Did you roll a 5 on both?
No,
yeah,
it's showing
it was a 5 on both, but I
attack
think
roll.
the bonuses might be wrong, is what he's saying.
It's not taking my dexterity into account.
Yeah, I think that's it. The weapon finesse isn't applying automatically.
Yeah, I'll
Is
go
it
fix
because
it.
you're overburdened?
No.
Okay.
Well, my AC's 13. Well, I'm flat-footed, so 11.
No, it doesn't
yeah,
hit
but
11.
still misses probably. Okay.
Wait, I never geared myself because I did. No, I didn't. Oh, I never geared myself. Cool.
Nope.
I just have money. It's
Just
fine.
have lots of money.
Yeah. That's why I
Alright.
was eating the ship's food. All of it, because I didn't have my own.
Okay. All right. Malice, it's your turn then. You can act however you choose. You're not affected by the confusion.
He'll move up, get in the melee with this thing.
Okay.
And he will punch it with his lethal strike. Hopefully
Okay.
this does. Let's make sure. Single attack.
There we
Is that
go.
9 correct?
I think so. Let me. We'll check.
If you click on the dice roll, it says 5 + 4. It'll break down what all the bonuses are. So if there's anything missing in there.
Base attack strength. Yeah, it'd be 10 because
It's
I
missing
have
mastery
weapon
bonus.
finesse.
Weapon
No,
finesse. So it's the same thing there as
yeah.
applying weapon finesse. Okay.
Yeah.
So it should be
So
+3
10 to hit.
instead. Okay. I don't know how to make it apply weapon finesse. Maybe within the.
Just probably.
There's
figured
probably an
put it-
option for it in there.
Yeah. I'll look at it right now.
Okay. So 10 still misses though.
Yep.
All right.
That's his turn.
Its turn. I think it's going to try to attack. The person closest to it that just tried to attack it. It is still shaken.
It is
from being
wise like an owl.
intimidate, but it's going to attempt to bite and claw you twice, starting with a bite.
All right.
It misses. It rolls a nat 1,
Nice.
and then it'll do 2 claws. Another nat 1, but what about a 15?
That misses.
Also misses. Okay, so it misses all of its attacks. And that's all it does.
Alright.
And then tactic.
Let's see. Well, my mount is combat trained.
Okay.
So we're going to ride forward the 40 feet, because that's his movement.
Yep.
And while we ride, I'm going to pull out my melee weapon, which is a handbow.
Okay.
So you're carrying me with you, or did you put me down first?
You're in my jacket.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So you're in that square too then.
Yeah, I haven't been putting myself on his square just so he can grab his character and stuff without issue.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not an
I
issue.
think it's not an issue, but
But
then
then
you
you can't
can't
even
see
see
your
him.
character. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know a good way to send a token to the front either or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought I made my token smaller, but maybe not.
13 to hit.
13.
Yeah.
13 will miss.
Okay. And then that's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Efut, who just got attacked by Shazra.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh,
Great.
No harm done though. He avoided it.
he missed though, right? Yeah, so
Yeah, he missed, so you
Yeah.
didn't take any damage.
yeah, so I'm just like, hey!
If you have ranks and sense motive, you might be able to tell that that he's confused. You might be able to tell, but you don't really know this guy very well. I mean, unless you didn't really talk to him much.
No.
None of you guys really talk to each other a whole lot on the ship. I gave
I
you guys
really
chances to and everything.
I talk to everybody. And I think they're all annoyed with me, but I talk to them all.
Everyone talked to the elf cleric who's not with you. He stayed behind.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Now, I actually had all intent on having a weapon, but I guess I never actually put it on my sheet. But it was going to be a sling.
You can have a sling. Just go ahead and put it on
Yeah.
your sheet. I don't mind.
Yeah, I just haven't built it in, so I was just gonna manually roll
Sure. Yeah, I think that's what Derek's doing too. So
for now.
Yeah.
I do that all the time in Roll20. I can't really get mad at people for not if they want to do that. And
Yeah,
someone
so I
says,
load
"Wait."
it and I shoot at the.
Okay. What are your bonuses?
Hold on, I'm trying
And
to.
do you have precise shot?
So +4, no precise.
Okay, so 15 is actually what you have then, right?
Yeah,
Um,
so 15 plus
okay.
4, so 9.
All right. So there is.
15 hits exactly.
Well, then the precise was. It's 15
said you have-
hits.
Yeah, 15 it hits exactly.
Okay. There's my one non-lethal.
It takes one non-lethal damage. Okay.
Bam! Right in the beak.
Take that.
Ow, right in the pecker. Couldn't help that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I do.
That's I think you're all that's done damage to it so far. So
Nice.
we're starting off right. All right, Billy
I'm the bit.
Storm.
Question: Can I 5-foot step out of tactic and not provoke, or is it gonna provoke because I'm I don't know, weirdly in his jacket or something?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
You 5-foot hop out of the pocket.
I will 5-foot hop out of the pocket down here. And then I will cast Telekinetic Projectile at the bird.
Okay, and you guys probably definitely see some, glowiness around the rabbit this time.
Yes.
Has some like a round or a
that could
flattened
just-
ocean stone gets picked up and hurled like a disc towards this Chicharni.
There's insufficient charges left. It should be
I mean,
unlimited.
to be fair, I saw MRC cast spells and make other people glow, so it could just be something like that.
Yeah, it could still be tactics familiar.
Yep.
Is it
I'm
doing?
trying to figure out what's wrong with the setup to make it work. I just need to roll a range attack.
Well, when you hit use spell, it gets mad at you.
It says you ran out of charges for this, and I don't know how to fix it off the top of my
Insufficient.
head.
Yeah, that's weird. Why does it do that? Maybe it's
The
because he
rapid.
says you have 0 out of 0 casts. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to either put a number on it or mark it as spell like or whatever.
Okay, I have a lot of casts now.
There you go.
Hmm.
It's 9,199.
You gotta see if you can use all of it before. No
Well, every
refreshing
time you
that one
rest,
spell.
it'll reset. So
I know. But
the real
it'd just
challenge
be
there.
funny. It'd just be funny if you could use it by the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
Does this not have anything built in? Am I crazy? Like,
It doesn't
I
look
thought
like
I
it
just had
does.
to. I thought I just had to drag it in from the compendium.
Not everything works out of the book.
Yeah, I should have
This
checked
is-
that. I'm sorry.
it
Let me
doesn't.
just find my range attack roll. And this is not against touch; it's against normal AC.
Mhm. And it doesn't have the penalty for firing into melee automatically in there, so that's going to be
Oh,
a
true.
14 or no, a 13, which will miss. But you guys do see, it picks up like
A rock,
a
yeah.
flattened ocean rock and throws it.
All right.
Looks like a disc. It flies right past this this owl-like creature. All right. No longer confused. Vandry or Vandir.
Okay. I'm going to
It's Vandir Kane, right? Like that's
yeah.
okay.
I'm going to move into range.
Okay.
And just attack.
Alright.
It's gonna be me for the next level or two.
Yeah. Yeah, it's level 2, but still low level Pathfinder.
Yep.
All right, a 12 is gonna miss. Is that number correct?
Yes.
All right, Shazra, you can act normally this round too.
All right, I take a 5-foot step away from E-Foot, saying, "Ugh, give me some space. I thought you were that thing." And I'm gonna cast Daze on it.
Is Daze gonna work on this thing? I believe Daze only works on humanoids.
Oh, is it just humans? That's right.
Would you like to do something else?
Let's cast Flare on it.
Flare should work. So it just makes a save if I'm remembering correctly, right?
Yep, it is a save. Let me see which kind. I think it's Will.
Fortitude.
That's Fortitude. Okay. Yep.
All right, it
that
looks like
should
it fails. So it has
-1 on it. Well, it's dazzled. So for a minute.
Okay, it's got another condition on it then.
That's my turn.
Okay. And that'll bring up Malice again.
Yeah. Let me see. He's gonna do full round attack. I think. Let me. For some reason, it's not pulling up the Brawler's Fury.
Oh, you would have to actually be 5 feet closer to cast Flare, actually. So you want a 5-foot step down here instead.
There we go.
Because your range is only 30 feet for it. It might not matter, actually, but we'll see.
I'll just do unarmed strike.
I mean, that's the range on its thing as well.
Come on. Combat. Let's just do single attack again.
So 22 then? Because it's still doing by strength?
Yeah, it is doing by strength still. 22. But
22 will hit. Let me see if I can...
I thought I changed it to where it works like finesse, but I guess it didn't.
You checkmarked finesse, but it's still
It's still not
doing
doing
it.
it.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Huh, I don't know. Might have to manually go in and just give it a bonus to offset it or something. All right, anyway,
Yeah,
though,
no,
that
it's all
does
good.
hit, so it'll take that damage.
Oh, so I need to make an attack for Brawler's Fury.
Okay.
Like, 2
And
attacks.
I'll bring it to its turn. It is going to do its maddening screech again. And I think this time it hits everybody. Everyone's within 30 feet. So
Screech.
everyone roll, yeah. It goes,
Fortitude again?
it's the most annoying noise you've ever heard.
Fort.
It's a fortitude save. Shazwa's fine. Vandier's fine. Efoot's confused.
I
What?
didn't pop look for mine.
No.
That's weird.
I'm not confused. Shazra just hit me and that
Oh,
or
there
was
we go.
trying to hit me. That's nothing confusing about that. Was
Tactic's
clear as day.
confused. But I think everybody else
Oh
is
God,
fine. So
that's
just Tactic and Efoot are confused.
I did try to attack you, but in character I shouted it's coming right for us, so I'm justified.
Oh, you guys got
And
lucky.
I'm
One
going
round
to
again.
attack you, and I'm justified. I might attack myself. I don't know. We'll see.
You might. We'll see what happens.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am the bad one.
And it is going to stumble backwards as it's dazzled a moment.
Oh no.
And scared.
Oh, I feel
All
bad
right.
for him.
Tactic is confused. So
Hit your
go
bunny.
ahead and-
Hit your bunny.
Go ahead. Oh no, wait. Tactic's not confused.
Oh dang.
No, Tactic is confused. Tactic is
Okay.
just
confused.
confused.
Okay, go ahead and roll
GM is confused.
D100. GM is confused. GM babbles incoherently.
Oh.
Wait, was that a D100? It is. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
You're-
2.
It was just a
Wow.
2. I believe that's act normally.
Yeah.
So do whatever you are going to do anyway, even though you're confused. Do it in a confused fashion. But you can do whatever you want.
Go right up and swing at it again.
Okay.
Let's see, it's a +2. Let's see if I do this right. Is there a space between the /R and the numbers, or
Yes.
is it all?
I think the syntax is just like in Roll20s.
Woo!
Okay, so 21 hits.
All right, and then that is. Yeah!
Okay.
3 damage with my Hanbo.
All right, it takes 3 damage.
Yeah, no, it's 1d4 -1.
Well, you rolled a D3 though.
Well, yeah.
What do
1d4 -1 is basically a d3, isn't it?
It's not. No, that's
Oh.
different.
Okay.
Because if you roll a 1, then you do 1 non-lethal damage.
Ah. Good to know. You want me to re-roll that then?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll 1d4 -1. I'm sorry to take away your, you rolled a
It's
3.
still
anyway.
3.
All right, perfect. Okay. Then that will bring up Efoot, who is also confused. So go ahead and roll a D100.
Woohoo.
Okay. You get does nothing but babble incoherently.
Yeah, I babble at Shaz.
She's reasonably upset that she was swung at.
Yeah. It just was delayed. Like,
But it's not coherent about what I'm saying.
not coherent.
Like,
She's just like shrieking at you. All right. Billy.
Okay, I think I got stuff maybe set up right. We'll see. Let me get out of all this stuff. I'm gonna cast Teleconnect Projectile again to test my spell.
Okay. Do you do it from where you're standing, or do you move somewhere first?
I'll move like, I guess down here to try and get a better angle. And let's see if it works. I don't know. Do I need to check mark anything? I don't think so.
Looks like it rolled it right. It missed, but it rolled it.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not sure is the crit might not be set up right.
Okay. Well, we'll find out if you ever roll a 20.
Yep.
Could happen. All right. Vandir.
All right, I'm going to acrobatics through his threatened square to move over here.
And try to get a flank. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that acrobatics then. 20. I think that'll do it.
Okay.
Just versus CMD. Yep, 20 beats it. So
Okay.
no attack opportunity.
D20 plus 7. Jesus.
14. It will just barely miss it. As an AC of 15. All right. But you're still on a flank, so. That'll bring up Shazra. Not confused this time.
Is this thing still up?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Fine, I'll get in there. I'll take a swing at it with my scimitar.
Okay. Uh, 16 hits, and so it takes 5 damage.
Gosh, how healthy is it?
It looks like it's like pretty badly hurt at this point, but
I hiss at it and yell, "Get out of here!"
all right. That'll bring up Malice.
Yep. Is there something to have health bars, by the way? Because I don't see anyone's health. I thought we had that before.
Is a way to have health bars within the token settings.
The person has to turn them on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can go.
So he's gonna full round attack it, which I think will give him 2 attacks with Brawler's Fury.
Can you full round attack him? There's Shazra on the way.
Back up. Sorry.
Yeah,
oh yeah. Whoops. I didn't realize it moved.
Yep. It 5 foot stepped away after it shriek.
I'll move up and then just attack it.
Okay.
I was working on my character, so I didn't see it move.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'll be 16, probably, if it didn't.
Do you want me to elite that Zidarium for you?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Don't mind
me if you want. There's nothing there.
It's just a bunch of text.
I'm trying to figure out how to get to the token stuff.
You just click on your token and hit the cog.
My camera move.
If you do that, it'll just change your like current token. So what you want to do is you want to double click from the Actors tab to open your sheet there, and if it says Prototype token, you want to edit that one because that'll apply to all characters every time I drop the token in.
Even better.
Okay, so 19 hits, and this thing will take that 3 damage. And that'll bring up its turn. It is going to, it's going to provoke. It's going to do a withdraw action, so we'll provoke from Malice and Vandir because it's going to kind of run through this diagonal here. It's going to try to run towards the direction you guys originally came from, back towards its nest.
All right.
The vicious.
So this attack.
Plant.
12 will miss.
Wait, give me a sec.
Wait, does it provoke from me?
No, because it did a withdraw action, so it provoked
Oh,
in this square right here.
Yeah, the first square you move from doesn't provoke from anybody.
Yeah, but since it
So
had
he's
moved
gonna.
for second threatened square for Malice and Vander, it provokes from them. And then
So he's gonna use his ability once per day. He gets a +2 to attack on attacks of opportunity. So
okay, and
I
it's
don't
gonna
know
kind of
how
actually fly in this direction. It's flying very clumsily, but it is flying.
Oh, it does have him on. But, all right, so this will be +3 since it's not all worked in. So 21 to
21 will hit, so it'll take that 5 damage. It is still up though, but yeah, just barely. And that's as far as it can go. So it's up in the air now, about 10 feet. It looks like it's fleeing. So does anybody? I guess Anybody want to keep chasing it?
Nope,
Nope.
never was.
Okay, we can go out of combat then. It flies. Kind
How
of
long was I
turns off here.
confused for?
Just one round.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a D. It was a D3, and I rolled a 1 both times. So,
Nice.
Yep. So we're out of combat then.
Yep, resheath my weapon.
Yeah, shoo, get out of here. Like I said.
Waste time when we could just walk past.
Why can't I move my toe?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. It's a stupid tool. It
Nature
collapsed
creates
in,
such
so I didn't...
unsightly abominations. It has wings, but it also has gangly legs. Ugh.
Well, do you have knowledge? Well, actually, I guess let's see. Who rolled knowledge arcana? Tactic would know that these are not natural creatures. They're magical creatures.
A magic creature. It like owl, but not owl.
He was created by an insane wizard.
Oh, it's a
Crazy
magic
wizard
creature.
go pew pew, and that's about it.
Alright, that makes more sense. Magic is responsible for some pretty aberrant beings.
But in any case, it definitely did not do its melodious trill that gives you a luck bonus. Didn't do that one.
Alright, let's be on our way.
So, are you gonna continue trying to hit me? Like, I know I'm ugly and stuff, but gee.
I look at the goblin and were you talking to me?
Yeah, you. I saw what you did.
I do say, forgive me. The creature screeched so abhorrently that I thought I saw it coming at me.
Mm-hmm. I give him a glare. I do that eye thing where I like put my 2 fingers at my eyes and then his eyes and then my eyes. You know, like
You're still welcome to follow us.
Whoa.
Wait,
Oh, very generous.
You attack her and then say she's welcome. You. Ooh. Bad juju. Bad manners.
Don't worry, you'll be thankful I'm with you.
BM.
I look to the plant man and Vandir. I say, shall we get going?
He nods. I'll just start walking forward again.
Yep,
Like,
we'll
that was
continue without a doubt.
interesting, to say the least.
See, could have made you happy. Good luck. But no. Had to attack it.
Beasts are usually foul-tempered and unreasonable.
Only if you unreasonable to them.
All right, so you guys continue walking then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't run into anything else really on the beach. You see, you do see this turtle that I blocked. I'll remove this. Look at that.
Turtle? What?
There's a turtle, but it's just a regular turtle. I just didn't want I had to.
You didn't
cover
want
it.
us to get
I
sidetracked.
didn't want you guys to get sidetracked mid combat and be like, "Oh my god, what's this turtle doing here?" And be like, "It's not there."
Turtle.
Well, the bird distracted me.
The
one
bird
that's not
distracted you, and I'm
moving.
like, which I kind of sighed a little bit when you commented on the bird. I'm like, I think I made the right choice blocking out the turtle.
I was
Dang-
wondering
dang
what was
it.
up with that.
That would
Yeah,
have been a great confusing thing.
it's
I
nice to
punched
put
the
little
turtle.
blocks in there though, because if you're in an AP, because sometimes you'll have like the AP map will have like a secret door or
A
something
big
that you
S
can't
right
remove.
there.
Yeah, like an S or
Yeah.
something. You're like,
Sometimes you have
wait.
to avoid showing your players certain things, like pictures of obviously evil NPCs.
Yeah,
Oh
like
god.
the guy from Second Darkness.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
like some of
they'll
the
never
books
trust. I
have
mean,
like
we weren't gonna trust him
multiple
anyway,
versions
probably,
of the
but
NPC.
yeah.
Well, I think the
So-
way I presented him, there was like reason to be like, okay, maybe he's just cranky and he doesn't want to talk to us. But if
Yeah.
I had
He's
shown
just
you
like
guys the
that all the
picture,
time.
they'd have been like, oh no, we're not like,
We would have
we're
just
gonna have to fight
attacked
this
him.
guy.
We would have just attacked him.
Mhm.
Like this guy's the
Here,
antagonist.
I'm gonna make a roll real quick because I think I finally figured out how to mess
What
with
if the
that.
turtle was there on the map, but it was like a wooden turtle?
It's a statue that
Mm.
washed ashore or something.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see if that does
it's
that
part
right.
of the
What?
scenery.
Looks like it's still not doing it right.
What the hell? It's a range.
Oh, you turn it into a ranged attack,
Range attack, yeah.
and it still doesn't want to do it.
What the? I'll figure it out.
It might be something to do with how like maybe it's hard coded or something that way. I don't know.
You could probably
Yeah.
just pop in a quick Google search: Foundry setup precision.
Foundry Pathfinder unarmed strike
Yeah.
weapon finesse. I don't know. Sounds like a word salad at
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's one right now. Once it gets
I tell you how the thing is for this creature had one finesse too, but I actually did it using the converter, the SBC converter module, and did it from a stat block. So it just did it by manually like giving it SBC adjustment basically as a buff, and that's how it did it.
Yeah.
So it didn't do it properly either. So yeah, I don't actually know how to do it either. All right, so yeah, you guys continue on. As you guys are going, the beach kind of starts to narrow, and you kind of coming up to an area where like you're coming against cliffside, and you're able to you have to kind of leave the like there's no more beach, but you're still able to kind of follow the edge of, like along the cliff, so you can still see the ocean, but you're a lot further up now. But it's also in a more forested area. Like there's actually like much more trees and plants and wildlife and whatnot around here. Well, land wildlife, I guess, like birds and stuff, birds and squirrels
Okay,
and
there
things
we
like
go.
that.
I think I found it. Finally. Let's see. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, you guys can all roll perception check for me.
Yeah.
I think I finally
I'm
found
probably
it,
not
though. Yeah, I
trying to
did.
be perceptive
Alright.
right now.
Did that do it?
Yeah, I found it.
Wait,
So
that says-
it's under
That says weapon focus.
unarmed. Oh, weapon focus. Never mind.
Alright, I'm back.
The math looks correct.
Accurate
so-
roll.
Yeah, the math is correct. It's just
You don't
the
actually have weapon
wrong
focus yet?
wrong feet. Yeah, wrong feet. Well, there's an option to add that, so I was gonna need to take it off though. Again, figure out how to take that off. Also, figure it out. That's my bad. All right. This guy up. We're doing perception, you said?
Yeah.
Roll. There we go. Oh, wow. Guy's too focused on his fist.
It's So wait, are you just trying to make the to hit use Dex? Is that the thing?
Yeah.
So do you have
Oh,
like
that's easy.
an attack set
I
up where it
have.
says like attack ability and you can choose strength, Dex, whatever?
I think he's just using the
Mm,
default unarmed strike, so maybe that's what he's got to do is make a custom one.
You may have to make a custom
yeah.
attack. Yeah.
It might.
And
Okay.
then the fields are pretty self-explanatory, I think. Because I had to do
Yeah.
that for telekinetic projectiles, make like a custom attack basically. But mine was
Alright.
attached to the spell.
Okay, so you guys are going through this more, more forested area, and you guys get caught off guard. I think
Oh goodness.
Billy. Oh, actually, no, you missed the DC by 1. Okay, so they're gonna get a surprise round. So I'm gonna pull you guys to a new map here. So before we do, like Malice is in the lead, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, like Billy's like kind of riding with Tack, so he's in like the same square basically, right? Other than that, anything
Yeah.
else?
Yep.
Anybody like hanging near the back or?
No, I'm
Mm-mm.
behind. I'm behind. Malice and Vandir.
I'd be right there as well, looking at the
Okay.
greeneries.
For the record, I can, walk hop on my own, but Tack seems to like me on his head. So I just let him put me there.
I mean, accurate.
Might take a while loading this map. It's a very high res map actually.
Loading, 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 loading.
All right. So what happens is in the surprise round is some ferocious looking boars, very ferocious looking boars, emerge from the underbrush and they're going to charge you, and that's going to be their surprise.
Goodness.
So I'm going to start an encounter here. Oops, wrong bouton. And they're going to get a surprise. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative, but they're going to get a surprise action.
Are we in a forest?
Yes.
So this will be with the +2 initiative as well. So
I might have to manually adjust it afterwards.
yeah. I'll work on getting all that plugged
Probably
in.
what you could do is put a buff in your buffs field that you turn on or off based on whether or not you're in a forest.
Yep.
But for now, I can just update combatant, and it's a +2, right?
Yeah, +2.
So I can just
Yep.
change it to a 19.
Yep.
Like that. So you'll get to go first.
Wait, are you a ranger?
No, I'm a brawler.
He's a brawler, but he has a trait.
You get a
that gives him-
favored terrain. Oh, that's so cool.
It's not
No, it's
quite
not.
a favorite terrain. It just has.
It's just
It has
I
party
have a-
aspects of it.
I have guerrilla tactics as a trait.
I see.
So
Okay,
in a
cool.
in a forest, I get a +2 initiative and +2 stealth.
That's super sweet.
Yep.
All right, so this thing is going to do a standard action. Oops, standard action charge in the surprise round at Malice. It's going to do a gore. Wait, is this not configured? What the hell? I grabbed it straight from the compendium, so I figured it would work, but apparently it doesn't. Oh lord. All right.
It's session 1.
We're rolling it manually after all.
Yeah, I mean, if you take too long setting it up, we might get bored.
True.
Hey, it's all right. I'm figuring this stuff out too. So
Yeah, actually, I need to check some of my other spells and make sure they work.
Okay. It is going to do a melee attack on Malice versus your flat-footed AC.
good luck.
All right. 15.
That misses.
Yeah, misses.
That misses.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other one is going to charge down at Efoot.
Oh.
22. That probably hits, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
So that'll be. Just double checking my
Strike.
math here.
Strike. Attack.
Okay. So it does 8
Yeah,
damage to Efoot.
Yeah.
And that's their surprise round. So now we're in round 1. Malice, you have the first initiative here.
All right.
Step to the side.
To the side.
Here.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. He'll 5 foot there, and let me target
This
that
time
one.
you can flurry because it's next to you.
Yep. Just gotta thing and target it, and then do 2 of those. 4 round. And then we have to roll another one just because it's not set up.
Okay, so that'd be 16 and 14 then. And those both hit.
Yep.
So it'll take both of those damage. Those damages are correct though, right?
Yeah, the damages are correct.
Okay.
I don't have anything boosting my damage yet.
Okay.
I will tell you this though: if we run into something that wields a weapon and it rolls a crit 1, the weapon has to roll a will save because I'm blocking with my living steel arm, and if anything rolls a crit 1 while wielding a weapon, the weapon it could be sundered or broken.
Huh. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. He's not getting chopped down easy. Just put it that way. That's his turn.
Okay. Well, it is still up. If you have knowledge, anybody who has knowledge in nature, when it gets to your turn, you can roll that on these things.
All right.
That's the plan.
Malice, if you have it, you can roll that now. I think you have it, right?
Yeah, I do. I'll pull it up right now.
Okay.
Knowledge nature. Pull my skills.
I think actually these are below enough DC. Anybody can make it untrained. Okay, so you know these are just boars. They are although these boars, something seems to have enraged them somehow. They're not normally they're normally kind of dangerous if you provoke them, but the fact that these ones just kind of charged you unprovoked is unusual. But you know that their main thing you have to worry about is their boars are particularly ferocious. They have an ability called ferocity, so even if you bring them below 0, they'll continue fighting.
Okay.
So they're very difficult to bring down.
Mm.
But they're also, people sometimes hunt boars. Their meat's particularly good. So that'll bring up Shazra next.
All right. I would move here, but there is another character right next to me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
Provoking
from this other one.
Yeah.
Okay. It will attempt to attack you then. An 18.
Ah, man, that gets me at AC right on the dot.
Ooh, max damage.
Okay.
All right, but you still get over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Color Spray, which should get
Ooh.
both of them.
And not hit anybody else, right?
Yeah. DC 14.
Looks like I put their saves in correctly, so if that one fails, and that one makes it, so this one gets affected by color spray. So which effects do we get? It's based on how many hit die it has.
Yeah, it's 2 hit die or less. They're unconscious, blinded, and stunned. 3 or 4 hit die. It's blinded and stunned.
This boar over up the northernmost boar falls unconscious.
Okay. And yeah, I draw my sword while I move, so that's my turn.
Okay. But yeah, the other one is not affected. All right. Tactic.
Tactic's going to look at the northernmost one.
It's the unconscious one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then
I don't think I put the effect on it yet.
Yeah, I don't see any difference. It's stunned.
What is it?
I don't actually see one that says unconscious, but it's unconscious as well. It's got all the effects on it. But yeah, the other one over here hasn't been hit yet. That's next to Efoot. That one's still up.
Oh, crap. Alright, well, I need to change my damage dice because it's been rolling D3s instead of D6s.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I didn't notice either because it rolls an actual D6, so I didn't
Yeah.
it's showing a D6, but it's only counting for D3s.
Okay, it's living.
Yeah, I just make a custom one. You should be able to set it up to be dex based.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure that out, but I don't want to ask questions in the middle of fighting.
Yeah,
I'll move in and pull out my handbow.
just hit the button that says add, and then it should direct.
Yeah.
Once you do that, and go through and hit edit item.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, that's where you want to start.
All right.
All right, so you pull up your handbow.
14.
14 hits it. It takes 3 damage.
3 damage.
Okay. And that brings up the boar's turn. It is going to turn towards the thing that just hit it, and it's going to attack you. Uh, 17, does that hit?
No, it does not.
All right, it tries to gore you. A very boring gore attack, and it misses. But that's all it can do. Efoot.
One's down, unconscious.
There's one that's
so-
unconscious up here. It's unconscious, blind, and stunned.
Okay, I'm gonna 5-foot step back and sling.
Sling the one up here.
Yeah.
The one that's not unconscious. Okay.
Yeah. I added the sling to the thing, but it didn't add itself to my weapon attacks, so I have to manually do that. I should be able to roll it just from the inventory.
Sure. I know you can do
Use
it from the
item.
inventory as well, yeah. Because
Out
I've
of
done it that way
ammunition. Oh
before.
god, whatever. Here's my 20.
Ooh, that's a cool
Plus
dice.
4.
Alright, that misses.
Okay. All the configurations you have to do.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's got its own version of Wingardium Leviosa. Alright, Billy.
Okay, so I'm on tack right now.
Okay.
But I'll like, yeah, I mean, even though like I would provoke if I cast, so I want to test my other spell, see if it works. I'll 5-foot step back here, and then I'm gonna mind thrust the boar
Okay.
that's alive.
Yep. I don't know what that does exactly. I know
A D6 will
is
save
it
half.
will save? Okay.
Is there's no targeting that we're using, so
Yeah, you don't throw that.
I rolled it anyways. I don't know if it's saved or not.
It made it save. I rolled a 19.
DC
So it
16.
takes half damage.
There's the half button.
I can hit a half button to do half damage. All right, it is still up though. Vandir.
Hey, looks like that's
Is
set up
it the
correctly.
top one that's still up?
Bottom one
The
alive.
top one is unconscious. The bottom one down here is still up.
Okay. I'm going to acrobatics around him.
Okay. Yep, that'll pass the CMD. So no attack opportunity.
Okay.
This guy's like very agile. Like you look at like the bonuses you have,
Yeah.
makes it look easy. All right, that'll hit.
Okay. Finally. Plus.
Okay. So this boar is still up, but you can tell that like the only thing keeping it up is like adrenaline and rage. You're pretty sure this boar will die, but it's just not going to die yet.
Yeah.
Not today. Or this round, at least.
This other one over here is unconscious, blind, stunned, and prone. So it doesn't do
Don't
anything.
let it run away.
Malice.
There we go. All right. Finally figured this shit out, hopefully. So which one's what? This one right here is almost dead?
The one up
The one right in
here,
front of me?
the one down here is almost dead. This one's just unconscious. So, I mean, they're both in pretty bad shape, but if you'd like, you could take a full round to just coup de grace this thing, but just get an automatic critical hit on it. Or you could come over here and attack this one. It's still attacking. It's just like I said, it looks like it's only acting off of like rage and adrenaline. The only thing keeping it up.
Ferocious.
It's being very ferocious.
And he'll attack it.
Okay.
Just give me 1 sec. Make sure I got the right one. Oh, wow.
All right, that will miss, unfortunately. But it looks like it rolled it correctly for both.
Yeah, I got it.
Let me see.
Yeah, for both of them.
For both of them, yep. Okay.
Sweet.
So at least that part's working.
Yeah.
The dice need to cooperate now. All right, Shazra.
Yeah. I used my spring-loaded scroll case to retrieve a single scroll as a swift action, and it's going to be a scroll of infernal healing that I'm going to apply to myself.
Okay. You have infernal healing for 1 minute.
Yep.
Do you do anything with your move action? Go move next to the unconscious boar.
Maybe we'll get ready to kill this thing. That's my turn.
All right, tactic.
I'm going to keep up my current tactic.
Okay. Wait, where'd your token go?
Moved it on top of the person
Oh,
of the boar.
whoops. Okay, we fixed it. That'll hit.
I need a hit. Sweet.
Oop.
No, I forgot to put the space. So instead you said that. And caused everyone's camera to zoom into you. Alright, it is still up. It is still ferociously up. It's going to turn towards the person who did the most damage to it, which was Vander.
The bunny. Oh.
And it's going to attempt to attack, which will make it take 1 damage bleed.
I don't have a beefcake of a character anymore, so I might actually get hit. Yeah.
18?
It hits. Yep.
You don't have like 35 AC or 40 AC or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, 11 damage. Oof. All right, but that's all it can do. It has a single standard action. E-foot.
Okay. 5-foot step, load, sling, and pew. +4.
But -4 for being a melee, right? Or do you have precise shot? Okay, so that misses.
I'm trying though.
All right, Billy.
I should try configuring that as well.
I will 5-foot hop up here, and then toss a nearby rock or something at it. Yeah, rock.
Okay.
Telekinetic projectile. I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, so you miss. You guys still see the rabbit glowing with psychic energy and throwing rocks at this thing. Still hasn't been explained. All right. Maybe Vandir can finish this thing off. You do still have a flank, so.
Yeah. I'm just going to attack it.
All right. I believe in you. Hey, that'll hit. All right, and it's dead.
All right.
I will hippity hop over to Vandir and cast a spell on him if he lets me. And I'll tell him in his mind, have no fear.
Okay. Somebody gonna coup de grace that boar?
Oh yeah, I'll kill it.
Do a coup de grace on it.
Yeah, I'll coup de grace it.
And I heal you for
And
4 hit points.
Even if it doesn't get like killed by that coup de grace, it's still stunned for 5 more rounds after that. So it's like you're gonna kill it. So
yeah, I'm just gonna kill it.
I'm not gonna make you roll dice on it, even if it's gonna die eventually. Probably on 1 attack, but it also got hit by
scimitar.
Malice, so it was already close to 0 anyway.
Yeah, and it probably would have been dead anyways because my damage wasn't allotted right.
Oh, true. It actually might have taken damage. It probably would have still been up because of ferocity. But
ferocity. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So you guys kill the 2 boars.
I heal Vandir for 14 points and tell him in his head, now you look better.
For 14?
With 2 cure lights.
Oh, use 2. Okay, I thought it was a single one.
If you have spellcraft, you might be able to tell that he's casting cure light wounds. You might be able to tell that the rabbit's doing it too, which is unusual to. Might be.
I wouldn't know.
He's doing
just feel
it
like this rabbit
right?
comes up and touches me with its nose, and I just.
Oh no! He talked to you.
I did tell you in your head.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
But you may not think it's me, the rabbit. Like,
it's just God.
Whatever, but you hear a voice in your head.
It's just God talking to you.
Healed. You can think what you want.
Whatever deity you're worshiping is just showing you on command from somewhere.
Shazra is not sure what
It'd be
the spell
possible.
is.
It'd be funny that like go even farther with your like build, make it like a fly. So it's super, super tiny. It's just like a mosquito on people. Just doing
I
casting.
could've.
Yeah,
You never
but
know what's gonna happen.
you can't
We
say
did
that
it.
you have health. You can't say that you have like massive amounts of health with that. Like your bone structure's still like that of a fly. So you get hit once, you
Well, it's actually per the spell Beast Shape, which does not
Yeah.
adjust your hit die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with this rabbit.
But yeah, it wouldn't let me turn it into something like a fly.
Yeah.
Good rabbit.
I've learned enough about magic to recognize certain things.
Yeah, you have
No have
you
to
have
tell this
spellcraft,
rabbit tricks
Shazra,
are for
right?
kids.
So you could tell that it was casting spells, even though it wasn't doing it by normal like means, like arcane or divine means. You could tell that it was casting in that combat, and that it went over and cast the spells. You might even know that it was specifically cure light wounds. I mean, if nothing else, you would see that.
He rolled a bad spellcraft.
Oh, did you? So you maybe didn't identify this. Well,
But yeah, he definitely saw me
actually,
casting.
is that enough anyway? What is the spellcraft? Is it 15 or 11?
It's
Or
15
10?
plus.
Yeah, so you didn't know specifically as cure light wounds, but you did see it
You can
casting
see the
something.
effects.
You might still be able to tell just because you see like Vander's wounds healing up.
You know, at first I assumed that this rabbit might have been your pet or your familiar, but I think it might be the other way around.
Wait,
No,
what?
This is my friend Billy.
Don't forget to give yourself the 10 health from your
Yeah,
infernal
from
healing.
Infernal Healing.
You saying that rabbit's smart?
No, I'm saying the rabbit isn't what it appears to be.
I will say out loud in everyone's head, though, like telepathically, but I'll say it to everyone. I am a person trapped in a rabbit body.
I've heard
Sucks
stranger
to be
things.
you.
Billy, my friend.
You should go see Aunt Marcia. Yeah.
Who's that?
She's wonderful.
Hello? Hi, Pluto.
No, that wasn't
That's
me.
that's what Pluto thinks about that.
Wait,
Wait, who was it?
I don't think that was me. I was here the whole time.
I didn't see who it was.
Somebody disconnected for a minute. I didn't see who it was.
Anyways,
Ah.
I'll ask you. Can a Marcia fix me to not be trapped in a rabbit?
Aunt Marcia can make wishes come true.
Where can I find this Marcia?
I don't know. She goes places.
Oh. Well, if I ever meet her, I will see if she will grant my wish of regaining my former body.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why
Tell
I'm
her
here. I'm
Eva
here
said
to-
hi.
Okay, Efoot. I'm here to meet the.
I can see your mouse
trapped
just moving
in-
around. It's the weirdest
Yeah.
thing. You can see where other.
Yeah, you see where other
Yeah.
people's pointers are on the.
Yeah.
I see you're well versed in magic, rabbit person, but I wouldn't trust a goblin at a glance.
He's my friend. He's the only one that believed me and helped me.
No. He said goblin. I'm not goblin.
Oh wait, the goblin. Oh. Let's see. How do I?
Me
Yeah, I
like
don't say.
goblin
I
speech
say.
books, though.
To be fair, Shazra doesn't seem very trusting of the rat folk either.
I say. People shouldn't trust me based on looks, so I'm not one to judge.
Why? I think you make good judge.
Mouse will look at the boars and he says, I don't even know if my character eats. I don't know if his race actually eats or not. So, but he's gonna like say that's good meat if you guys want to take the time to cut it up.
No.
Oh, yes, true. Very true.
If not, we should head out.
How long
If
do you want to
not
wait?
for
What time
us,
of
we
day is
probably
it?
trade it too.
I don't like the look of these things. I'm sure that they're going to have actual food at the settlement.
And we did get supplies from the ship.
Having more food to bring to the settlement was something to trade.
Plus, we need to find them so that we
I
can
can't
get
carry it.
other people back
Too
to
heavy.
the boat to help them.
All right. Mouse says, "Well, clean yourselves off." And
What time of day does
let's-
it appear to be? I use my survival skills to determine what my
It
options
would
are.
be. It would be like maybe 2 o'clock.
Hmm.
And how far
you-
are we to the settlement, we think?
Well, you were told by the captain that it should only take about a day, so you think you're probably pretty close, but you don't know for sure because you've never been there.
let me.
Okay. Well, if somebody wants to carry the boars, we bring gift. If nobody wants to carry boars, I can't carry boars. We bring no
I'm not-
gift.
Not enough room, me think, on Rat.
There's plenty of time
Twigs with
later
her
on.
too not
Let's
strong enough.
let's move on. We don't want to. These are going to draw attention of other predators in the
All
area,
right.
so we should
A
probably
gift
move
to
out.
other nature.
The plant man is prudent.
Yeah.
So you guys are leaving the boars there, and you're just gonna keep going.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. You guys keep going, and
I just clean off my scimitar while we're there.
as you get there, you get to a spot where like the ocean's like it kind of, you get to a spot where you see the beginning of like a bay, like you're at a point now where the ocean kind of cuts into the island.
hmm
And you also start seeing you see your first sign of of civilization. Basically, you see like a field where where it looks like they're growing something there.
Oh.
I'll try to identify what they're growing. Oh, it's
And they're
nature,
like
I'm guessing.
they're kind of these large stalks. Yeah, you can roll knowledge nature, that'll work, or like a relevant profession skill or something like that would also work.
I don't have a knowledge profession, but he's a plant dude, I'm sure.
Okay, it's a low roll, but it's a low DC. This is sugarcane.
Oh, okay. Something sweet.
Oh, I'll go gnaw on some of it
Okay.
because I think bunnies would
Oh.
like that.
Yeah. Well,
Yes
are you
and
sure
no.
that's a human stuck in a rabbit body, or vice versa?
Do you say that out
For a
loud?
long time.
Does Billy answer that?
Did you say that out loud? Sorry.
No, he says it like super under his breath.
Okay, then I don't reply because I don't pay
I'll cut
attention.
some shoots off and snack on those a little bit too. I am a rat.
Okay.
My guy might take like a couple steps away from the rat. He sees him eating plants. Or from both
But,
rodent.
You can
people.
obviously you can kind of just go around it by just continuing to walk. Like you're
Mhm.
the cliff, you're no longer cliffs again. There's like a beach along the inside of this like bay basically. And yeah, you think that you maybe can see buildings like kind of on the other side of the bay.
All right. He'll lead everybody to the beach then.
Yeah, let's go there.
Sure.
And as you guys are walking, you do see like a person as well, like working kind of like over in the fields. Like he looks like, it doesn't look like he's necessarily working. Like he's kind of he's on like a horse and he's kind of riding through them. But he sees you and he kind of stops. And he's like looking at you, but he doesn't approach you or say anything. He's just looking at you right now. Do you do anything?
My guy will
I
throw
wave
his cloak
frantically
on.
and say hi.
Okay. He'll actually then, seeing you like, prompting him, he'll actually start riding towards you guys.
A goblin prompting, but hey, some of the party looks normal. It's
I'll
less
stand up
normal
on
the
the
closer
saddle.
you get to us, but
I'll stand up on the saddle of squeakers and wave, go, hi! Oh,
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, he'll come close and be like, "Who are you people? I recognize you."
I'm a sailor.
We're new.
Well, I was, I guess.
I tell him that we're a scouting party from a ship that was bound towards was it Snake
Snake Blade.
Snake Blade.
Snake Blade.
We
Yeah.
ran afoul of a tsunami.
A tsunami.
Yeah, I was throwing up all over the place.
What are you talking
Was
about?
it bad?
I tell him about the disturbance at sea and how there's a wrecked boat and a bunch of people who are still trying to get to Snake Blade.
Doesn't sound like my problem, but probably should tell someone in town about it.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, we need some help.
Town's that way. He points towards the
Mhm.
town you guys can obviously see.
Is it? Are you sure?
Okay. Do you come with us?
No, not my problem. You stay away
No.
from my sugar, though.
Oh. Yeah. There's some boars back there, several, I don't know, a little while ago. if you want.
Boars, yes. Wildlife's been acting up lately.
Well, they're just a little further south. If you want harvest, we can't carry, but yeah.
All right, I guess that makes us even since you're trespassing on my farm.
Ooh. Oh, Marcia used that word. Oh, trespassing bad.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go find those boars. And he rides off towards the south.
Mhm.
All right,
Right.
let's continue on.
Yep.
I'm gonna load in a different map here.
Cool.
I'll put you guys on it actually too, just see if you end up. Okay.
Ooh, that was quick.
Yeah, it's not a big a map. So this is Snake Blade. And you guys are probably like, where do we go? But you do know you did get told to talk to the harbor master, who a halfling named Oberman. So, and they told you he would be near the docks.
Mhm.
So you do have that direction as well. But yeah, as you get, it's like it's not too big a town, pretty small. You guys are passing through like farmlands. A lot of it's sugar field, but you see some other crops stuff growing as well. But that seems to be like the
Yeah.
main thing they're growing here.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because the climate allows it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like from talking, those of you that like talk to the captain would know, of course, that like sugar and rum are like the two main exports here.
Okay.
And rum.
Let's go to the harbor master somewhere here.
I'm smart, let's go.
Yeah, you're smart.
Okay.
Good idea.
So, as you guys pass through the town, you see like there's some housing as well, but there's also like some shops and stuff. It looks like this area over here is like a theater kind of setup as well. There's a statue here in the center, and it looks like it's a man holding a sword with like kind of a like it's the guard looks sort of um like a snake kind of coiling around the sword, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
the guy holding it in the statue is kind of like pointing it towards a unseen assailant, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
Like it's in kind of a like a combat pose.
Fighting stance.
Kind of in a fighting stance. But he doesn't have like he's got kind of a like confident kind of like look. Like it doesn't look like he's got like a
Come at me,
scowl
bro.
or anything like that. Yeah. Like it's kind of like a half smile, kind of confident looking, cocky smirk looking, and yeah. But it's a pretty nice little statue of him. And you guys probably make your way past that up towards the north, where they have this harbor here, and go ahead and roll. How do you guys try to go about finding Oberman? Do you guys ask around? Do you guys just look for something that indicates where he might be?
Look for something like harbor master office or
Okay, go ahead
something.
and roll a perception check then. Yeah, you don't see like a ton of people out and about. Like, seems like it's
I will
not, like, super
ask
busy out here or anything.
around.
Okay. So Efoot tries to be like, excuse me,
Gosh.
but you know, when you do, people are like, ugh, and they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I probably smell like fish. Yeah.
But Shazra thinks he sees like a spot that's close to the like close to the rightmost dock over there. That's got like a sign that says like harbor master on it, and Deuce is like, that's probably where we need to go.
Yeah. Okay, I'll point that out and I'll head there.
Okay.
Yep. We'll
Yeah,
go.
you guys, when you guys get here, it's still like, it's still like 4-ish probably. Like it's late-ish afternoon, but sun's still definitely up. It's
Okay.
during and
Alright.
yeah, you guys go there, and yeah, the door's open, and there's like a little bell on it when you open the door.
Okay, I let myself in.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah. And
Oh.
you do see kind of sitting at a desk and like at a much higher height than you would have expected from a halfling. Maybe he's sitting on like a step stool or something. But you do see a halfling kind of at a desk, and he like looks up and he says, "Can I help you?"
As another short one, I have to give props for that booster seat game.
Yeah, you might even notice that there's actually like a little ladder over behind the desk that like
I love it.
that leads up to like his seat.
Yes, my boat need help.
He frowns, says, "Yes, there was a boat supposed to be here."
We
Yeah.
here.
Well, it needs help.
And he kind of leans a little and looks for it. He's like, "I don't see it."
What the
Yeah.
goblin is trying to say is that we washed up ashore about a day's travel away over yonder, and I point in that direction.
That's what I said.
That
Help.
makes sense. That makes sense. Yes.
I do the rat thing. I just start scratching my nose.
Yes. There was an earthquake, and we were shielded by being in this harbor here, but you probably took the brunt of the tsunami that happened there.
We went for a fun ride.
All right,
The vessel is in a sorry state, yes.
I'll have to get a crew together. And he swings out over and like climbs down like this, like kind of slides actually down it like this little ladder on this step stool, like down the little 2 railings on there. And you see him come out from behind the desk. And he moves over towards towards like a door behind him. It's like one of those it's got like 2 different doorknobs. It's got a lower one and an upper one. He opens the bottom one in there and yells at. He's like, "Stab! Get the crew together!" And you hear like someone going, "Oh, okay."
All right.
And he says, "Where exactly was this?" He said, "It was on the coast of this island." Yes, just how far away exactly?
How long we walk?
Well, I look to Plant Man and I
It's been
nudge
listening to-
him
We'll scoot up. Could I, with my skill in survival, would I like know how far we walked?
That would be that'd be an option. I was gonna say if you have
Cool.
knowledge
I'll roll 2.
geography, that would work too. But survival also works.
Oh, I do have knowledge geography. Let me
Whatever you're better
pull
at.
that skill out. I think I'm better at geography. Just let me find it.
It took forever.
That's what Efoot's answer is.
Yeah.
Probably
For
like
some reason-
1,000 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think my survival did a little better.
Yeah, you guys are both pretty confident that you could
Mhm.
tell them about how far. I don't actually have a number off the top of my head,
That's okay.
but we can say that in character that you guys know and tell him.
Yeah.
And he kind of rubs his chin a little bit. He's kind of got like stubble. He doesn't have like a full like beard, but yeah, he's rubbing the stubble of it on it, and he's like this blonde halfling. And he says, "All right, we'll get the crew out there."
Right.
And you see like this kind of taller guy coming in, like this kind of, he's like a heavier set kind of guy, balding. He comes in,
Mhm.
he's like, "All right, boss, we're getting them all. Where we're going?" "Scab, we're heading down south along the coast. Our supply ship has run aground. We'll need to do some repairs and probably get it back into the ocean. Hopefully I didn't get too far ashore."
I'll try and explain how far it made it up.
Okay. He'll listen to you describing that. And yeah,
I want to make sure they're prepped and ready for exactly what they're going to find.
yeah. You would know, you might know as well. Well, I think even you guys would have been told, like, it's mostly like getting it back in the water shouldn't be too hard, but it does have some repairs that need to be done.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he says, "All right, this doesn't sound too bad. Well,
Like everyone okay, just a little startled."
yes. Well, thanks for giving me this information. We'll get a crew right out there. I have a lot of work I need to get on. I don't know if we'll get there. It'll probably be late by the time we get there. We need to leave immediately." "Is the crew
Yes.
all ready, Scab?" And he's like, "I don't think we're all ready, but getting pretty close. I need to go help." And he goes back through the door. But yeah, I think that's enough. I don't think we'll need anything else from you.
Oh, that helpful.
So what? You expect us to walk back to our boat? Well, I guess we
Oh,
could.
you don't need to go back
We in
there.
town.
You're here. You can find somewhere. I think normally visitors, there's an inn over around the corner. It's normally where people come in when you first come in from the boat. If you
You mean
go,
you people?
well, you know, weirdos like you.
True.
Hey, I think he know us already. We famous.
Anyway, I got work to do. So
Uh,
off with you. He kind of does a shooing motion. And he turns and he follows towards where Scab went, towards like the back, and kind of just like leaves you guys there.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
And yeah, he tells you the place he's referring to. You look out, you can see there is kind of like close to these other docks over here. There's this other building, like right there. And
All right, well,
it's got like a sign on in front of it that's like kind of it looks like it's like a depicting like a mermaid with a harp.
Oh, music hall.
As you get close, you can see underneath it has a text that says like the song of the mermaid.
All right.
Inn and tavern.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to the inn.
Okay.
Get a room.
Agreed.
And it's it's the late afternoon, so there's like it looks like it's actually when you come into there, like the tavern actually looks like it's pretty busy, and there's like people in there, drinking, playing card games and shit. Looks like it's like mostly like local people, but they don't pay too much mind when you walk in.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a guy behind the kind of at the entrance there. The one direct, like he's kind of, there's like a counter there, and in one direction it has like the bar and restaurant, pub, whatever, like off to one side, and then stairs behind the counter. And he looks and he's like, outsiders, you're probably staying here, yeah?
Yes, and
Oh.
from that, I take it you don't get too many visitors.
Only from when the boat comes in.
Hey, we were on the boat.
I take it the boat finally got here then.
No,
No boat.
not yet.
Raises an eyebrow.
We just arrived early.
All right then.
Boat gonna go get a boat, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going.
I'm assuming Oberman already knows about this.
Yes.
We stop at Harbor Master first.
All right, then doesn't sound like anything I need to worry about. Hopefully.
Well, I assume that there are going to be other people coming that'll want rooms.
Yeah.
Uh,
That weird elf guy's still on the boat.
Well,
I
you're the
also-
first people here, so you get the pick of whatever room you want.
I'll just like,
really?
I'll pet the dire rat I'm riding and just look around.
I want the best room.
Okay. Yeah, he's got like a suite that you can get for the night for 5 silver pieces.
I'll do it because I didn't spend my gold. I'm just. And
All right.
Marcia said,
for
"Don't
anything
spend it all in
special.
one place."
Yeah,
so-
and he's got
Gonna
like
get a
some
single
gnarly ones
room.
that are just like a normal copper piece, where it's just like a super simple room with like
Mm.
1 or 2 beds and very little other accommodation. But he's got a suite there where it's like at the top floor, it's got a couple suites there where it's got like their own bathroom, their own like kitchen where you can do your own cooking in there if you want or anything. Like it's almost like an apartment instead. But
Oh yeah, party at my place tonight, guys.
My guy will
whereas
say,
the other
just
ones,
give me.
like you have to go to the common bathroom basically.
Oh no.
Terrible.
Malice will say, just give me the smallest inexpensive room.
Yeah, he's got one that's the normal one's only like a copper piece for the night.
Yeah.
And he says they'll be heading towards the tomorrow. They can get you set up with more permanent accommodations if you're planning to stay here.
I don't know. I'll pull up Billy and go, Billy, what do you think?
I wanna
Meals included, but drinks aren't.
right. I wanna go and talk to the locals before I go to bed. So I know that guy was like, ew, but maybe somebody else will
Maybe there'll be somebody else that'll be more accepting.
accommodating to me.
Yeah.
So Eva just runs off, and I talked to the locals about like, hey, did you see a dragon before the storm?
Okay,
Because
so
I did.
where do you do this? Are you gonna run into the bar, or do you go outside and like try to go ask random people in the street?
Is there anybody in the bar?
Yeah, there's some people there. Like it
Sure,
looks
I'll
like
go
there's some
ask
people,
them.
Yeah, you go in there and you can go ahead and roll a diplomacy for gather information then.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you already rolled it. Okay. Yeah, the reception's much better like this time. some people. You actually get like some people that are like they seem happier, like they're drinking as well, and like
Oh yeah. I look better
and
to drunk
they
people.
yeah, some are like kind of laughing, like what? Who is this? And maybe something you ask him about the dragon, and like one of them goes, "This one's hilarious," and then but someone actually says, "No, I think I might have seen a dragon. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Is that
In the
normal around you?
evening. No, I never seen anything like it." And
What do you think this is, Monster Hunter? Dang.
in fact, I think, and I am not the only one that thinks this. I heard it from someone who's much smarter than me about these sort of things, that it might have been related to that earthquake.
Oh, earthquake is what crashed our ship.
And what are the rest of you guys doing? Does any you guys, the rest of you guys, go into the bar too, or you guys just go to your room, or
I'm
like
gonna go to a corner and set up my alchemy lab and start screwing around
a corner of where? Like, are you doing that in the
Of your
bar?
room?
of the tavern area.
Okay, well you do that then. You're setting up your alchemy equipment in the bar for some reason.
I will tell
So like,
I'll tell
it's
Tactic.
yeah.
I was gonna say I'll tell you that I'm not gonna want any food here. That I'll have my normal rabbit food that is in the bags, like on the dire
We
rat
got it. But
later.
yeah, no, like I'm gonna be in the back corner, kind of just watching to see who comes in while I'm working on this stuff because I don't know the area all that well and I'm a little nervous.
Okay,
But
The
I don't
question
want to
is
like hide in the room and not know what's going on.
so you're not being as gregarious as Aoife.
is a
Yeah.
barmaid or a bartender going to come over to the rat folk with alchemy with a rabbit and say like, hey, you can't do that? I
No,
don't know. They might just leave
not
us
yet.
alone.
They're so far they're leaving you alone. You don't actually see like it. From a short time in there, you don't think there's actually anybody like going around servers. It seems like you have to go up and like order from like directly at the bar. Like there's like a bartender in there, but
Okay.
So I'll walk up and go, me want one drink and that. And I point at the trash can.
what? You see like this kind of older looking guy. Yeah, he's got like he's it looks like he's got like he's like very old, but he's like,
Right.
I what do you want?
That and drink. We take one ale and that.
Okay. He pours, the drink and gives you that and says, I didn't understand the other part. What did you want?
He points at the trash can again and just goes, that.
Okay, you can have it.
Like chew on things when thinking.
I guess.
So he'll just grab things out of the trash can, take the drink after he flips the guy's coins, and then walks away.
Okay. But yeah. So that's Aoife. That's what you hear though. That's one of them actually says they did see the dragon. A couple other people say they did as well. But one of them says like, oh yeah, I heard from someone that it might be related to that earthquake too. Those might be connected.
Oh, good. So it wasn't just me seeing things.
No, I definitely saw it too.
So you're both seeing things. Ooh. Share
I must
hallucinations.
let Captain know. I think that was one of the rules that I was supposed to do as a sailor. Is let Captain know.
But you didn't tell your captain about it when you saw the dragon?
No, I think Captain might know. I just wanted to let Captain know that you saw dragon.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a sailor, so I don't know how that works.
I don't know. It's right here in my book, and she opens up her book, How to Boat. And like
Okay.
rule number 2 is like
You like
let
point to him.
Captain know. That's just
Yeah.
what it says. Yeah. And her
He
writing
looks
is
and he says,
terrible because goblins are not fluent in writing at all.
and this guy looks and says, "That's okay. I don't know how to read."
Oh, here, I can teach you. It says, let Captain know. Now you know.
Wow, I know how to read now.
Yeah.
All right, Efoot's here making friends.
Yeah. With drunks. It's
Drunk
fine.
field workers. Yeah.
Hey, it's like something new for them, right? Because like every day
Yeah,
is
or
probably
like a
the
couple of
same
them
for
say they
them.
work in. Yeah, a couple of them say they work in the distillery making the rum.
Ooh.
You hear one person says you maybe find out that they work at the glassworks. There's a glassworks here as well.
Oh. I don't know if that place is open or not. Like, whatever happened to that place?
The one in Sandpoint?
Yeah, like just the ownership just kind of like disappeared, and who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think it reopened. It depends because I don't know if
Somebody had to have bought it. I don't know.
yeah.
Because that whole family just, yeah.
Well, technically, I think at
Miko,
this
I
point in
guess.
the timeline, Amiko's still in Sandpoint, so she probably technically owns it, but she might have sold it.
True.
All right, so Tactic is over there doing alchemy in the corner, and everyone kind of like is staying away. Like, I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing, and I don't want any part
Yeah.
of it.
Yep.
Good idea.
What are the rest of you guys doing? You guys go in there and get a meal and then kind of just go to your rooms, or anybody else hanging
Oh
out?
yeah, it's alright. I probably am hungry. I set up in my room. I get something to eat. My plan is to go and find freaking Grunkle.
Okay.
My guy just goes straight to his room.
Okay.
He said he'll look at Tiefling and say we will get each other's names eventually, but he'll look at him and say, if anything happens, come get me.
If you mean out of character, you can see almost everyone's names in the bottom left in the
I
players.
know. I don't care.
For some reason, Secret doesn't have a name. I don't know why.
Oh, that's
It's a secret.
that is weird. It doesn't show the name in brackets like it does for everybody else.
Okay, so he says Shastra? Shastra? Sazra?
Shazra.
Right?
Shaz.
Sazra. He'll talk to him and say, let me know if anything happens and I'll be ready.
Wait, what? Is this while I'm eating?
No, you're talking to
This
me.
would probably be before, like, while you're breaking your food up or something.
Yeah, before
Before you guys
he
check
went
into
to his
your
room.
respective rooms. Because I don't think you guys are like sharing. I don't think anybody's like rooming other than Billy and
Yeah.
Tactic. I think are sharing a room. But
He
everybody
just
else has
before he goes
Excuse me, what do you
before
want?
he goes to his room, he just says, if anything happens, if we all are needed, let me know.
What do you
I'm
mean
going to my
us
room.
all are needed?
He says if something happens or we need to do something, or if you need me, that's what he says. If you need me, I'll be in my room.
He's just saying, "I got your back."
Basically.
Oh yeah, because I'm probably gonna tell him like, oh, we got our scouting thing done. We're going our separate ways. At least that's what I thought we were going to do. I have my business to attend to.
You nuts? He goes to his room.
Yeah. What did I get your name? I don't know if I got your name.
Sniffle, sniffle.
He says Malice is my name.
All right. Well met.
Nods and
Well
he'll
met.
walk away.
All right. So yeah, I assume Efoot and Tactic stay down in the bar for a little while until like it starts getting later, and then people are all starting to leave anyway. But
Yep, along with me.
and otherwise, nothing happens during the night. You guys are able to get your full rest. So you can, in your character sheet, there should be a button that says Night's Rest. Yeah, well, just says rest. It's in the summary tab, and if you hit that, it'll give you.
I would have wanted to. Would I have noticed if there was any wanted posters hanging up?
You can look for those. Go ahead and roll perception. Yeah, you don't see any wanted posters with your likeness or anybody else's. Doesn't seem like there's anybody currently wanted in town. And you're pretty confident.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the next morning, maybe some of you might be up, like, getting the complimentary breakfast, and at that point, that's when like you see the captain. Uh, well, you actually probably don't see the captain. You see somebody you recognize from the ship, like coming in, a group of people coming in, and they're finally coming in the morning, basically, and they look exhausted. But
I'll bring them all little potions. Be like, here, use this.
okay,
Mhm.
they kind of like
They're kind of like little caffeine shots, but
yeah.
obviously not caffeine, and they probably taste atrocious.
Yeah, maybe like one or two of them try, but the rest like, no thanks, and they just go
And they're
talk.
all like, "Oh, I'm awake."
They just go talk to the guy at the front desk. It's actually the old guy who's normally like the bartender in the evening there right now, but he uh like they buy rooms basically, and they just go straight to bed. Like they're just exhausted. Um, does anybody else try to interact with them or anything?
With who?
The crew people coming in from
The
the
other
ship.
crew and passengers and stuff.
I
Yeah,
guess I'll just see if everybody made it.
yeah. Okay, so if you
I'll
ask one
go
of them,
find Captain.
they say yeah, the harbor master made it with crew. They got it all fixed up, but they didn't make it in until like just now.
Yeah.
We were up all night working on the boat, and um, you know, some of us had enough foresight to take a nap while we were waiting for him yesterday, but most of us weren't, and were just up all night. So
Well, that's
I'll
their
look and
job.
see if the weird elf guy is with them.
he is. He's not with this first group, but he comes in like shortly after them.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, here. I give him, try this, make you happy.
Thank you, friend.
And say, I had a good rapport with him on the ship.
Yeah, he accepts it, and maybe takes like a little sip of it, and then smiles and says, "I will drink the rest of this in my room."
It's kind of like a 5-hour energy shot. It tastes like crap, but it wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't know if you have sense motive or not, but he doesn't drink it. He just takes it up and finds somewhere. He just doesn't want to be rude, so he dumps it out in his somewhere where you're not looking.
See if I notice this.
Goes up to his room and dumps it out the window. Maybe you can tell. I don't think he's that actually good at bluffing. You
And
can
he's
definitely
sort of
tell
like,
he's not thrilled
oh,
about it. But he has tried his best to be polite.
it's okay. You don't have to keep it. Just help wake you up a little bit for a day.
Well, I slept, so I'm actually I'm not too tired, really.
Oh,
I'm
you get
used
lucky.
I'm used to being up in the middle of the night. But yeah, he does check in and get a room here as well. But yeah, he doesn't actually. He goes up there and like he has like a little like a I don't know, not quite like a maybe not like a suitcase, but he got like a chest or something that's got like some personal belongings that he goes up and stashes up in there. But he actually isn't planning to stick around in here very long. He's he tells he's like I just got to put some stuff here and then I gotta go out. Gotta go talk to figure out who I gotta talk to get more permanent lodgings too.
I rush past to go find Captain.
Okay. You see the captains over there, like the boat's on the rightmost dock over there, and you see the captains like on that dock and kind of like directing people, and they're getting stuff like unloaded. So she's like working on that right now. And you see Overman's there as well, like helping with that,
Yeah. For
like
some
ordering
reason,
people around.
I act like it's like the most important thing ever, and I'm like, yeah, definitely a dragon caused boat wreck. Dragon's fault. All dragon's fault.
Uh, I mean, I can believe that with what little I know about dragons, but I don't know. I don't know that assigning fault really helps much.
But
She sighs.
but
Thanks for your
dragon
information,
did
though.
this. Okay.
Good job getting Overman here to us, though.
Yeah, I did that. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta get this stuff unloaded.
She just stares at Captain.
But unless you want to help, you're free to go. I think Overman's people mostly have this. You can.
No, I don't want to help. Okay, bye.
All right then. Maybe you see her like muttering to Overman, like, "Man, what a weird being that is." And he's like, "I think most sailors are weird, to be honest, even as someone who has been a sailor myself." But yeah, what do you guys do then? I guess what do you guys plan to do for next session? We're probably about to wrap it up here, but
I'm gonna try and locate the dude, the
Guncool?
wizardy dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you guys gonna go about doing that then?
Probably some kind of like diplomacy, ask around.
Are you gonna go ask around?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
I
ask
think I
around
will
for
probably
Uncool.
I could
ask the
I'm
party
gonna
to
start
help.
awkwardly following the tall ones
Always
because I'm
help.
not sure if I'm allowed or not.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys. That's the thing too. So you're looking for him. You might notice like where does Shazra like start asking? Like you ask in the
Well, there has
in
to
the
be like
bar.
some kind of town hall, right?
Yeah.
Or some
So,
important place.
well, the first thing one of the biggest things you notice is there's like this walled off area, and there's like a large manor over there behind the walls. If you ask somebody about it, they'll tell you, well, yeah, that's where Casimir lives. I think he had his wizard buddy make those walls too. It's one of the first things built here before the town even.
All right, I guess I'll have to go ask him.
And Billy and I'll probably follow suit.
I mean, I guess I'll also just ask if anybody knows. I'll describe my uncle to them.
Okay.
He's probably the only tiefling here.
Yeah. You can roll a diplomacy check for gather information.
They all point to the gallows.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Racism, yay!
Says some really weird stuff. He was
All right.
writing books on like how to court the strange and the eldritch.
Okay. So, and there's you guys might you might notice Shazra asking about his uncle, and some would say, yeah, I think he's got a house, like a little workshop, like on the edge of town. I don't know that he's there all the time. I think he wanders off and does stuff outside of town too. But yeah, I think he has got a workshop on the south end of town.
Okay. I'll have to look there.
Okay. And they'd point you towards oops. They point you towards where that weird ruler thing I just tried to do, towards this part of town.
Hmm.
So I don't know what he does there, but it's like a workshop. He's got sorts of strange things there, but I kind of leave him alone.
All right, I guess I might as well go there.
Okay. And I was hearing, is Ifut trying to follow Shazra around or somebody else?
Okay, the majority of the tall ones, if they're grouped.
I don't think they are. I think Shazra's just going off on his own.
Oh, then not Shazra, because we don't get along.
Okay.
No, we don't.
I'm gonna be looking for work. My character.
Okay.
So whatever needs to be done around the town, I guess.
The plant's
Yeah.
interesting. I'll follow him and help.
And Billy and I are looking for that guy to help with the curse enchantment thing.
So you're looking for
Yeah,
Dawnful then?
I thought we were gonna
Yeah.
go with Shazra to like town hall to inquire
But then he
about.
decided to focus on trying to find his uncle instead.
Yeah,
he
did
got a
not
more
go to
direct.
town hall
He
to
got
do
a
that?
more direct lead and got told where his
I see.
uncle's.
There we
Okay.
go.
Uh,
I'll
yeah.
go to town hall though.
Yeah, we'll go to
It's
town
good
hall.
then.
That'll be
Good
a
then.
job hosting thing. Yeah.
Then we all
Okay,
go
you
to
get-
town hall except for
yeah,
Shazra.
you get told that there's like
Shazra
kind of
splitting the party like a motherfucker.
there's like kind of an official like office of the town that's like right outside Casimir's manor over here. So you guys
Basically,
get directed there.
my guy's goal right now is to get enough money to get my own place and
Okay.
like set up somewhere like kind of on the outskirts of town. He's
Yeah,
not
and
planning
You
on
want to
staying
live
in
here?
town.
You're ready to settle? Wow.
Well,
that's
And
cool.
he's on the run, so he's
That's
trying
why
to figure out a spot.
He's one of the
to
people
get a-
who is coming here to like kind of start a new life, at least for
Yeah.
now. I think
Yeah.
Vander's kind of the one in the same lines. I could be wrong on that though. Okay, so it's not like most of you guys are going to kind of the town hall for now, and right now,
Yeah.
at least for now, Shazra's going down to the workshop, which I can resolve that right away. When you get there, you do see like this little workshop there. It doesn't really have any like signage or anything. I wasn't looking at it like as a shop or anything like that, but yeah, it does look like but it doesn't look like there's gonna be a home. Like it looks like it's kind of like closed up at the moment. And if you
Alright,
go like knock on the door or
Yeah, I'm gonna
something,
knock on it.
you wait around for a few minutes, but there's no response.
No? Okay, well I'm gonna look in some windows.
Okay.
And I'm calling for him.
Okay.
Anyone's there?
It doesn't seem like anybody's there. So you kind of get the impression from looking around that nobody's home at the moment. So you
Mhm.
think that maybe you did hear that he's not always there, and like he likes to go. He does something outside of town too. So maybe he's off on one of his excursions or whatever he does.
I'm gonna take a piece of paper from my parchment, from my journal, and I'm gonna write a note. And I'm gonna
Okay.
stick it somewhere noticeable.
Okay.
And let him know that I am here and who I am. I include in the note, I doubt you remember me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the rest of you guys go to the to this office outside of Casimir's Manor. And we'll have to resolve that next session. So because this is
That's a
as
good point.
this is as far as my prep goes for this session.
You
Alright.
expected us to get trapped in a
Yeah.
couple more combats than we did, huh?
I mean potentially, but yeah, you guys kind of well, not even necessarily combats. Like all the combats happened. It was the only thing else that you guys. The only thing you completely avoided really was the merfolk, which wasn't really going to be a combat encounter. But
Challenge accepted.
But you guys were like, nah, we don't want to talk to that guy. Like that's all that it would have been.
We'll
probably.
make it a combat encounter.
It could have. It had
Like
a
a boss.
potential. It could have been a combat encounter, but most likely it was going to be one of those things where it's like either he talks to you or you spook him and he, moves into the ocean
Please.
away.
To be
Yeah.
fair, anything can be a combat encounter if you do it right.
Yeah, if you try hard enough.
I do a fireball right at its face.
Um,
So
Cast Flaming Hand of Fiery Doom on the peasant.
let's see if I just end that. No, it doesn't actually do anything. Don't have a good way to. I still haven't figured out a good way to like add XP directly without doing it through combat encounters. But I do want to give you guys some additional XP outside of the combat XP you guys already got. So everybody can give themselves plus 500 XP.
All right.
Okay, 2833.
Yep.
Pluto, I had a quick rules question.
Sure.
I had forgotten to pick a second trait. I wanted to take magical lineage, which is the one where you pick a spell and you can apply meta magic at -1
Okay.
level to it.
And what's the question?
If I choose Mind Thrust, which you can undercast, do I have to pick one level of Mind Thrust, or can I just say all of Mind Thrust? Because it's like Mind Thrust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever.
I'm pretty sure that is like, you have to take Mind Thrust 1. Like
Well,
that is a
level
spell.
I have myself.
Undercasting a magical lineage. Somebody has this on the forums. Let's see what people say on that. I think you have to pick one specific version of it that it applies to.
Okay. I'll probably pick a different spell then.
But it
It's kind of
applies
weird though,
whether
like
I'm casting the original or undercasting a higher level.
what I find weird about the spell is you have to pick a spell at level 1 before you technically know the spell.
Yeah, I know. So sometimes, a lot of times the trait doesn't do anything unless you like pick a level 1 spell for it out.
Okay, I'm out. I'll see you guys.
All right, good night.
Bye, Ron.
Take care.
Right.
I mean,
Yep, see you in 2
freedom
weeks.
of movement. Yes, it's on my spell list. Okay, that was easy.
Yep, next session will be on the 28th. So hopefully everybody
Alright.
can make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Yep. See ya.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Alright, Pluto, I pick freedom of movement because I just know I'm going to take that spell when we get there.
Damn.